Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads. We continue with Misery. 16. At first he thought he had lapsed into a delirium. What he saw was too bizarre to be sane. When Annie returned, she was pushing a charcoal grill in front of her. Annie, I'm in terrible pain. Tears coursed down his cheeks. I know, my dear. She kissed his cheek, the touch of her lips as gentle as the fall of a feather. Soon. She left, and he looked stupidly at the charcoal grill, something meant for an outdoor summer patio, which now stood in his room, calling up relentless images of idols and sacrifices. And sacrifice is what she had in mind, of course, when she came in carrying the manuscript of Fast Cars, the only existing result of his 2 years' work, in one hand. In the other, she had a box of diamond blue-tip wooden matches. 17. No, he said, crying and shaking. One thought worked at him, burned in him like acid. For less than $100, he could have a manuscript photocopied in Boulder. People, Bryce, both of his ex-wives, hell, even his mother had always told him he was crazy not to make at least one copy of his work and put it aside. After all, the Boulderado would catch him on fire, or the New York townhouse, there might be a tornado or a flood or some other natural disaster. He had constantly refused for no rational reason. It was just that making copies seemed like a jinx thing to do. Well, here was the jinx and the natural disaster all rolled up into one. Here was Hurricane Annie. In her innocence, it had never even crossed her mind that there might be another copy of Fast Cars someplace. And if he had just listened, if he had just invested a lousy $100. Yes, she replied, holding up the matches to him. The manuscript, clean, white, hammer-bill bond with the title page topmost, lay on her lap. Her face was still clear and calm. No, he said, turning his brain face away from her. Yes, it's filthy. That aside, it's also no good. You wouldn't know good if it walked up and bit your nose off, he yelled, not caring. She laughed gently. Her temper had apparently gone on vacation. But, Paul thought, knowing Annie Wilkes, it couldn't have arrived back unexpectedly at any moment, bag in hand. Couldn't stand to stay away. How you doing? First of all, she said, good weather would not bite my nose off. Evil might, but not good. Second of all, I do know good when I see it. You are good, Paul, and all you need is a little help. Now take the messages. He shook his head stiffly back and forth. No. Yes. No. Yes. No, goddammit. Use all the profanity you want. I've heard it all before. I won't do it. And closed his eyes. When he opened them, he was holding out a cardboard square with the word Novril printed across the top in bright blue letters. Sample, the red letters just below the trade name read, not to be dispensed without physician's prescription. Below the warning were 4 capsules and blister packs. He grabbed. He pulled the cardboard out of his reach. When you burn it, she said, then I'll give you the capsules. All 4 of these, I think, and the pain will go away. You will begin to feel serene again, and when you've got a hold of yourself, I will change your bedding. I see you wet it, and it must be uncomfortable. And I'll also change you. By then, you'll be hungry, and I'll give you some soup. Perhaps some unbuttered toast. But until you burn it, Paul, I can do nothing. I'm sorry. His tongue wanted to say, yes, yes, okay. And so he bit it. He rolled away from her again. Away from enticing, maddening cardboard square. The white capsules in their losange transparent blisters. You're the devil, he said. Again, he expected rage and got the indulgent laugh with its undertones of knowing sadness. Oh, yes, that's what a child thinks when Mommy comes into the kitchen and sees him playing with the cleaning fluid from under the sink. He doesn't say it that way, of course, because he doesn't have your education. He just says, Mommy, you're mean. Her hand brushed away her hair from his hot brow. The fingers trailed down his cheek across the side of his neck and then squeezed his shoulder briefly with compassion before drawing away. The mother feels badly when her child says she's mean or if he cries for what's taken away, just as you are now. But She knows she's right. She does her duty, as I am doing mine. 3 quick, dull thumps as Annie dropped her knuckles on the manuscript. 190,000 words and 5 lives that a well and pain-free Paul Sheldon had cared deeply about. 190,000 words is in 5 lives he was finding more dispensable as each one passed. The pills. He had to have the goddamn pills. The lies were shadows. The pills were not. They were real. Paul? No! He sobbed. The faint rattle of the capsules in their blisters, silence, and then the woody shuffle of the matches in their box. Paul? No! I'm waiting, Paul. Oh, why in Christ's name are you doing this asshole Horatio at the bridge act, and who in Christ's name are you trying to impress? Do you think this is a movie or a TV show and you're going to get graded by the audience for your bravery? You can do what she wants, or you can hold out. If you hold out, you'll die, and then she'll burn the manuscript anyway. So what are you going to do? Lie here and suffer for a book that would sell half as many copies as the least successful misery book you ever wrote, in which Peter Prescott would shit upon his finest, genteel, disparaging manner when he arrived for the great literary article in Newsweek? Come on, wise up. Even Galileo recanted when he saw that they really meant to go through with it. Paul, I'm waiting. I can wait all day. Although I rather suspect you may go into a coma before too long. I believe you're in a near comatose state now, and I have a lot of... Her voice drained away. Yes, give me those matches. Give me the blowtorch. Give me a baby Huey and a load of napalm. I'll drop the nautical make on it if that's what you want, you fucking beldam. So spoke the opportunist or survivor. Yeah, another part, failing now near comatose itself, went wailing off into the darkness. 190,000 words, 5 lives, 2 years work, and that was the real bottom line. The truth. What do you know about the fucking truth? That was the creak of bed screens as you stood up. Well, you are a stubborn little boy, I must say, and I can't sit by your bed all night as much as I'd like to. After all, I've been driving for nearly an hour, hurrying to get back here. I'll drop by a bit to see you change your mind. You burn it then, he yelled at her. She turned at him and looked at him. No, she said, I cannot do that as much as I would like to and spare you the agony you feel. Why not? Because, she said primly, you must do it of your own free will. He began to laugh, then, and her face darkened for the first time since she had come back, and she left the room with the manuscript under her arm. And I'm going to end it right there. Thanks for listening.